If you've been to the Ultimate Breakthrough event, which many of you have, this is one of the first, in fact, I think it is the first exercise that we do at the event, and there's a reason for that, okay? And so we're gonna talk about that today, but today's call is all about getting more of what you need in your business, which is money. Listen, there's a reason that you're in business, and there's really actually only two reasons that a business should exist. Number one reason would be to get a return for the shareholder, and for the most part, you're the shareholder in your business, right? And most people that I know don't have publicly traded companies or investors, so for the most part, you're the shareholder that's getting return. The second reason is to create a product or a service into the marketplace that exceeds the value that you charge for it. That's it right there. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons. There's mission and purpose and passion and calling, but really when it comes down to it, it's getting a return for the shareholder and creating a product or service that exceeds the value in the marketplace. Now, as you're a business owner, this one thing tends to slip away. And so a lot of the folks that I work with, even the really abundant businesses, $25 million businesses and more that I work with, struggle with holding on to the assets that they're given or holding on to a money flow for what they're given. Okay, so like I said, I did a call, it was probably two years ago with a coaching member who had built an amazing $25 million business, and she only had 7 employees. I mean, think about that. And just incredible what she did, just an incredible person, but always had a problem holding on to the money that she was given. And there was a reason for that. On today's call, I hope to angle into some of those reasons for you, because my goal for you is to move quickly through the 3 stages of money. Now, I'm going to open the call by simply telling you what those things are. So the 3 stages go like this. Number 1, you're looking for what's called now money, okay? Number 2 is revenue building. Number 3 is wealth building. Let me walk through each of these as they go. So the first one is now money. Most of the people who initially, when they get into business, are in this category. Now money means this. Now money means I need $10,000 right now so that I can pay my bills. I need $15,000 right now so that I can pay my employees. I need $25,000 right now so that I can do whatever I need to do in my business. And so that's the first stage. And naturally, entrepreneurs ebb and flow between these stages. You got payroll, you got some things coming up, maybe you got an event that you want to prepare for. Okay, so that's normal. Number 2 is revenue building. Number 2 is where there's money that's coming in on a systematic, formulaic fashion. And the most important word that I just used right there is a system, okay? So, for example, last week I was on the phone with one of my coaching members who is a regenerative medicine, functional medicine doctor. And one of the things that I was working with her was creating a system so that the system comes into place and creates revenue where she doesn't always have to be there, right? So, for example, we were putting some people in place in her practice. We were putting some systems in place in her practice so that she wasn't always having to be there all the time, but there was revenue coming in, okay? So now money is just getting money to come in. Revenue building is when you have a system that begins to create money for you. So, for example, there's one business that I own. It's probably my favorite business that I own. It is a business where I market products and services to basketball referees. I started this business back in 2006. My dad, who's a really famous basketball referee, actually launched it with me. And we've been doing this for years. Now, I had a bigger percentage, and then I brought some people on and I gave them another percentage, and now I have a smaller percentage of this business now that I've really backed out on my time. But this particular business does about $250,000 every single year in gross revenue, and I typically work about maybe an hour to an hour and a half a month on this business. That is a revenue, systematized revenue stream for me that doesn't require a lot of my time and a lot of my attention. And then of course, the third stage in money is actually wealth building. This is not where you're making your business or your systems work for you, but this is where you're making your money actually work for you. Okay, so when you rack and stack these, this is what you would think of as maybe the maturity of a business owner or an entrepreneur. At first, you start out at now money. Then you move into revenue and systematizing and building, and then finally you move into wealth building, where you've got money in terms of assets, and now you're using your money to create more value for yourself without you having to actually put the work in to be able to do it. Now, what I'll tell you, having worked now with over 400 coaching members one-on-one in their businesses from scratch all the way up to $40 million plus franchise businesses, is that most business owners actually bounce between these 3. You get into a time where things are coming in, you start to invest just a little bit, Then all of a sudden, maybe time gets a little tight. You're starting to work on revenue building again. All of a sudden, maybe you want to launch a new business or you want to launch a new arm of your business. You go back to now money. But the goal is to move down through here. The key, however, to getting down in through here is this word that I wrote right here, which is creating systems in your business. And I'm going to be talking a little bit later on today about a leading customer system that you can put into your business. So as we start our conversation today about money, I want to start on this right here because it's important to see the target. Some of you know I was a fighter pilot for a lot of my life. And as a fighter pilot, we were always focused on the target, especially as a Marine fighter pilot, because our target was almost always in front of our Marines on the ground. And so we did a lot of close air support. And the whole discussion in the air is almost always about the target. You get on station, you'll talk to the forward air controller. He or she will start to tell you about where the enemy is and where their formations are. And then they'll talk you on to a specific target. This particular tank column, maybe this infantry unit, and they'll talk you until you see that particular target or until you have the coordinates of a particular target. And once you know where the target is, you can hit the target. Your target as a business owner is right here, creating a system for what you do. Now, this is important. I didn't say automated.